Howdy folks, so a bit of a roundup of my day two in Ireland. So yesterday I was up in the Belfast area and I was lucky enough to meet Sid Collins and Ken Wilkinson, who were really nice guys and very hospitable to me, and they showed me around two of the oldest clubs in Belfast, which was fascinating because these clubs are actually owned by the Pigeon Club, which is, to my knowledge, not something that really happens in the UK, in England so much. But one of these clubs was formed in 1885, and the other one was formed in 1947, and they're still going. And the one club there that was formed in 47, it's a big building and they've got all these different function rooms, and it's owned and run by pigeon people, which I thought was a good, positive thing, and interesting concept. Something else that came out of that yesterday, I am drinking water. I haven't had a single pint of Guinness yet today, although I'm sure that'll change in half an hour when I'm meeting back up with Sean. One of the things that came out of yesterday was that whereas we have clubs making, in the UK, we have clubs making rules to exclude flyers, good flyers, out of their boundaries. Doesn't really happen here. Doesn't really happen. And it was quite interesting that, competition is viewed. I'm just trying to. I always forget the name of how to pronounce it. The guy that just asked me what club it was, but I'm got a photo of it, so I'm gonna find it. Yeah, they don't really do that whole exclusion thing. This particular club in question was it got a big boundary. And one of their long-term club members actually moved out the boundary, so they actually extended the boundary. They've got a map of it, and it extends all the way up to accommodate this guy, which I thought was interesting, because all of this BS of clubs excluding people that are top flyers doesn't really happen. And it was interesting to see the history around Belfast of racing. And then today I came down to Dublin to meet up with Sean. I was due to meet up. So my kind of trip was planned where I was coming into Belfast to go to the marking of the yearling race that they have got scheduled here. But then that got called off. Marking got called off yesterday. It's been called off today, and it's called off tomorrow again because of the weather. So I was kind of planning to go into Belfast, fly into Belfast, fly out of Dublin to meet up with Sheldon, Leonard and Yannick. So the plans have quite slightly changed. So I'm in Dublin tonight, meeting with Sean, and then I'm going down to meet with Sheldon tomorrow because marking's cancelled again. So yeah, I got to Dublin this afternoon, and I've been to Dublin before. It's the only place in Ireland I've been to before, and I love Dublin. From what the brief bit I know of it, and finally got to meet with Sean after going to the wrong pigeon supply place. He's got two pigeon supply places in Dublin, one in the north, one in the south, and I went to the wrong one. And then, so he's got his race lofts at one of his businesses. And then we went up to the One Loft race location, which, if you haven't seen the live video of that yet, go and check it out. It's on my it's on my timeline. It's about a 15-minute video of me going around, briefly talking to Sean, showing you the lofts, and it's an impressive, beyond impressive setup. Not just from a point of view of the lofts, but from a point of view of the location. It's high up on a hill, and the views from up there are absolutely stunning. It's unbelievable what you can see, and you can see far and wide. It's amazing. And then the lofts themselves, First year going, brand new setup, brand new lofts. What an impressive setup from the get-go. The first year, 1,180 pigeons entered. I'm sure there'll be a lot more next year. Obviously, it comes down to them doing well with the training and the hotspot races and obviously the final race. But when I got there was lots of guys around. There's guys cleaning out every day. Those birds are cleaned out every day meticulously. Dave, who's the loft manager there, he's there each and every day looking after them birds to the highest level. So they've really gone and set it up spot on from day one, from year one. And I get a distinct feeling that next year they'll probably have 2,000 entries. The lofts, like I say, go and have a look at the video if you haven't seen it, but the building the lofts are in real terms, are only using a quarter of the building. In reality, they could probably build above, but they've probably got room for a few hundred more birds as they've got it now, but they would have to expand somehow, either up or away or something. But and of course, the thing with that is the prize money was guaranteed. 100,000 euros was guaranteed, which for year one of a one-loft race, that's pretty impressive. Which is in testament and an indication as to why and how they've got so many entries in their first year. And he was saying that they've had entries from non-flyers. They've had entries from non-pigeon people, which I've been talking about for the past months, is, I think, the future of this one-off racing. They have got people in there that have gone and entered birds that don't keep birds or anything themselves. And that was quite interesting. They've had birds in from Romania, from Germany, obviously England. So they've had a good first entrant for the first year. And as I say, the setting will be for the final day of the race. I can't think of any better setting to have it. It's stunning. So go and check that video out. It's already, I'm blown away by the location. It's seriously awesome. So yeah, that was that, and then I'm gonna meet. It's all right. I'm just trying to find. Terrible with names, and I completely forgot the name of this club, but I'm going to tell you now. It was the Liganil Club. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Liganil Club. This is it. For those of you who want to know, that is that's the club that I went to last night in Belfast, and then I went to one in West Belfast. So yeah, been a good trip so far. Been a really interesting, good trip. And so after the one-off race venue, I went to go and to Sean's stock loft, and that was really impressive in that he's only got 40 stock breeding pairs, and I handled his Apollo bird, which because I saw it posted on Facebook, and I said to Sean, I want to handle it when I come over. And I mean, that bird there, let me read the results out of that. First club, 799 birds. First fed, 8,913 birds. That was, so he's the son of Ruby. And the results here, first fed 9,324 birds. And the thing with these birds is they are Irish pigeons. Obviously, over a long period of time, he's had them in from other people, but these birds have been bred and raced in Ireland, And I think that's what makes them so unique. Now, Sean was telling me that he sold birds internationally. He sold some into Malta, some into the USA, and of course the UK. But actually, what made me think what made me think my long-term idea, actually one of the other birds that he showed me, I didn't handle it because he's an old boy and he was paired up with his hen, but the racket, the racket bird, and I mean that's sire and grandsire of many first winners. He's got some really class birds there, but like I was saying, they're original Irish birds, so they're not just bred in Ireland, but they've been raced. He hasn't imported them in and then raced them. These have been crafted, and there's some birds over there that you just can't, some birds in that loft you just can't get. And I think that solidified my thoughts on promoting these top lofts like Sean's that are just not getting the recognition they need to overseas. Well, anywhere. Not even in overseas. Obviously, these birds are well known in Ireland, but they need to be a hell of a lot more well known overseas. And I think, if anything, looking at them stock birds and seeing what the racers have done and seeing what the stock birds have bred, it just made me 100% sure that promoting lofts like this and results like this and flyers like this is the thing that needs to be done and can be done over a period of time, like I was saying to Sean. So combined with the one loft race that they've got going on, and combined with his racing that he's doing, it's funny because for the short time I've been back in this, I'm very aware that people have opinions on people. I have people that like me, and I equally have people, for whatever reason, that don't seem to. And I always get people talking about different people's opinions, whatever. And I'm very aware, and my philosophy is this, that I am completely open to and friendly and open to people, and I will be non-judgmental in any way, no matter what I've heard, or because I'm very aware that people may have heard shit about me that may not be true, and if it is, it's probably embellished. So I make the rule, until somebody does me down, then I have a completely open opinion. But it's funny that actually, when I've been telling people I was going to see Sean, not one single person that I've spoken to or in conversation or any of that, not one single person has a single bad thing to say about this man. That's quite unique, because even some of the best people that I really like, there's always somebody that's got an opinion about them. Maybe not necessarily positive, but Sean's the first that I've not had a single person say anything bad against, which is quite interesting. So yeah, I'm going to go and meet Sean later on and talking to him more about everything he's got going on. And then I'm going down tomorrow to Arklow, and I'm going to go and meet Sheldon and see his setup and spend a couple of days down there. And then I fly out Friday night. So yeah, if you haven't seen the Facebook Live I did of the one loft race location, it's about 15 minutes long. But you should check it out, because it's I think it sets the mark and the bar, and Sean's definitely of the opinion, and I agree, that one loft racing is the future, or part of the future of this game, and he's gone in and put money where his mouth is, and the first year it's at the moment shaping up to be a great success. And I still think this way is the future. I really do. And the prize money's good. The lofts are amazing. And I was speaking to him about why he thinks it's been so successful this year, and I think it's a combination of stuff. I think the reputation he and his family have over here as pigeon men start. I think the guaranteed element is a massive thing. I think the setup people have seen that is there helps. But ultimately, you will still have people holding back until year 2 and see how year 1 went. So I think actually next year probably is set to be even bigger and better. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Day 2. I'm still here. I'm still surviving Ireland. And I'm looking forward to tonight, spending more time with Sean and discussing stuff. I like it when I meet people on the same wavelength as me. And last night was really good because the guys that I met up there, Sid and Ken, were really interesting people to talk to and had some pretty good ideas about things and still progressive people, even though they're perhaps older generation. I hope they wouldn't mind me saying that, but they're older generation. Whereas Sean is actually one of the few people I've met that's younger than me. He's 12 years younger than me. He's only 32. And obviously with help from his father and his father's input, he is really progressive in his thinking. And I like that. I'm actually doing the website for his birds for him as well. And already I can see some of the ideas that he wants to move forward. And it's very much aligned. And I actually probably... thinking about it, I think the only real reason I've got to meet Sean here now is not just because I'm doing his website for him, but I think he's seen some of the stuff I've put out and agrees with some of the stuff and the ideas and likes some of the ideas that I've got for moving forward with this stuff. So, yeah, it's been a good trip so far, and I'm sure it's going to continue to get better and better. I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow morning. Plan to do one tomorrow morning. Not sure what time yet, but I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow morning from Sean's Race Loft, if anybody wants to see that. And if you can't see it live, then I will, of course, be posting the replay of it as well. So I'm going to get off, go and get cleaned up and get ready, and go and meet Sean again. Thank you for watching. Keep it real. Keep flying. Speak to you soon.